there, so I got a good look at what I've been reduced to. I went to meet up with some friends at the beach, but I tried as hard as I could, but there was absolutely no parking spaces. So everybody was already at the beach, but I wasn't. So what did I do? I went to the bookstore and I bought some new friends. Like 8 books with so many friends inside of them. I mean, I'm happy, but I'm also sort of freaking out because scoot in closer so she can't overhear. I knew my mama wouldn't appreciate me buying some more books. But, I mean, look behind me. Have you guys seen my bookshelves? They're 40% full, so that's 60% empty. Inexcusable. So anyways, knowing that she wouldn't appreciate going out and buying all these books, and doubly knowing that I would get a lecture about how you need to get some real friends, I made use of the backpack I always carry on my back. Because I hate purses. I hate purses. What if you get in the fight? First thing you gotta do, you gotta push the strap off of your shoulder. That takes about 2 seconds, and that's precious time. But if you have a backpack, you're good to go. You can use it as like a shell to protect your back and your kidneys. The only thing that's bad about wearing a backpack is they can just grab you behind like a puppy by the scruff of the neck. But a real warrior wouldn't let that happen in the first place. But anyways, I got back from work at like midnight. All the books I had bought were piled up in a neat little stack in my passenger seat. And I shoved all those suckers into my backpack, fit to burst the seams. I walked straight through the door like nothing was wrong in the world, went straight past customs check, and she has no clue. But she will. She may watch this video, but she doesn't like books, so I doubt that. And I'll get off scot-free. Okay, but for realsies, the real reason I called you all here is to do the Booktube Newbie tag. It's been about 3 or 4 months since I first posted a video. It's time to tag. So I just googled Booktube Newbie questions, and like magic, it popped up. Thank you, Booktube Wiki, which is apparently a thing and on fandom.com. Are you ready for it? Boom, boom, boom. Question 1. Why did you start this channel? I'll get the basic thought out of the way and say that it's reasonable to assume it comes from a love of books. But I didn't know Booktube existed until like a year ago. I was looking up some videos, I don't remember what, but in my recommended bar I saw, and I'm 90% sure, it was Insane Readers Reading the Worst Book Ever video. Oh gosh, and I just loved it. I rewatch it all the time. And I didn't have to read the book or even know what it was about to just enjoy him roasting it. And then after watching his video, I saw a pop-up for Murphy Napier's Harry Potter videos. She picks out plot holes, story arcs she doesn't like, and they're all so good. She's a good booktuber. I love her. And I've been a reader pretty much all my life, but I never had friends that read as much as me or liked to read what I like. So just getting out there, seeing people express their real opinions, theories, ships, fan fiction, it's just so interesting to me. And I love it when people get super critical about things. They use their brains to dissect, inspect, respect the craft. Those 2 first booktubers that I casually stumbled upon, they made it all so interesting. And I love to act. I love being in front of a camera. I love to do skits. Improv is winprov. When I did drama in high school, they always gave me like depressed or sinister roles, and I thoroughly enjoyed every second of it. But back to what made me want to start this channel. It wasn't until November of 2018 when I was like, this is something I could do. I am a very shy and reserved person. I like to listen more than I like to talk. So this, me just being brave enough to hit the upload button, it's like this is my introduction to the world, and the world can be introduced to me, and we'll get to know each other. I can find people out there who really like the same things I like. The community drew me in, and I just really want to be a part of it. I want to go to book conventions. I want to do collaborations. I just want to talk to someone about the books I love. I want to bring people to books I really love, and I want to bash books that I hate. Like if you go out there and you find someone with all the same opinions and taste as you do, best friends for life, bro. But if there's someone out there who thinks differently from you or has different opinions than you, then let's debate it. Look at everything from every angle and make a discussion out of it. So the first most reason I made this channel is to make buddies, I guess. And the second most reason is talking's hard for me. I don't speak that well. I have to think before I speak, and I have to take it slow. I'm hoping this will bolster my communication skills. When I get too excited, all my words just run together, and it's like a train wreck, a verbal train wreck that collides, and everything can people can't tell what word is what word, and it's all coming together, and then my British accent comes out, and people are confused as all heck, like, where are you from? So this, you You are helping me slow down but speed up at the same time. Get my thoughts out there, put my opinion right in your face, and think critically because most of the time my head's a blank space. And I'll write your name. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to YouTube? Booktube. The distinct privilege of being uniquely me. I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's the fun of me. So much Taylor this video, oh my gosh. Everybody has something to offer. Everyone can just show up with all their unique personalities. I'm like basically of the opinion that everybody can go out and write a book about their lives. Everyone is interesting. But for me, I can walk into the booktube room with my crazy personality, which lurks beneath a polished, high-class surface. I can bring my straight-faced humor. You want to hear a dirty joke? A white horse fell in the mud. One of the things I'm majorly looking forward to, though, are skits. My first video is basically a skit, 5 questions readers hate. I really want to act out some book scenes. I want to act out whole books like a satire, have all the fun roasting it, even if I liked it, but especially if I hated it. I just love acting, and any excuse to be overdramatic, I will bring that to YouTube, Booktube. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I just want a bunch of friends. Okay, that's what I'm excited about. I just want this channel, and I want to connect to other channels, and I want to connect to other people on those channels, and I just want to meet up at the library with all my book bros and be like, yo, what you read today? May this channel open paths normal introverts cannot transverse through. I want to make author friends, writer friends, illustrator friends, booktube friends. And my favorite thing about watching booktube videos right now is just getting book suggestions. I want people to tell me what I should read, especially if they know my taste and my favorite tropes. I love watching book hauls because whenever they pick a book up, not a book by the way, and they'll say the name and I'll type it into the Goodreads search bar, and I'll see if the summary just sounds like something I'll be interested in. And that's why my to-be-read list on Goodreads is like 700 or maybe 800 books long. Number 4. Why do you love reading? I feel like I'm just being basic when I say I just love a good story. I love just like living the lives of people that I love and care for, and I love crazy high fantasy. Just super imaginative, magical things. And there's not many unicorns in the world today, so books are as close to the thing as I'll get. I just want to live in a world where I could choose between riding a unicorn and a dragon. Why is it so hot in this room? I read this thing where you can process things better if you read rather than watching it on TV, and I sort of agree with that, because in TV, it's like thrown right into your face. Right there, you have to look at this. But in books, you can add your own palette of colors. You can do whatever you want in the book, per the laws of the universe of said book. What was it called? Escapism? Not really escapism, like, life is fine, but I just want to ride a dragon. What book or series got you into reading? This is a funny one. So this all started in 1st grade. I did not like reading. I was the math girl of the classroom. I could count the 50 and everything. However, boy crazy 6-year-old me was spying on some dudes I liked in the library, and they were in the Goosebumps section. And you know, in 1st grade, Goosebumps are really big books. Had chapters and everything. The only pictures were on the covers, but the covers are so cool, but they're so big at the same time. So all the guys I was spying on were like, dude, have you ever read a book this big? Look at all these monsters. They're so cool. Gnarly, dude. So the one I really liked at the time was, let's call him Drew. So Drew joined in. He was like, man, I could never read one of these books. So of course, stalker me just slides out of nowhere. And I'm like, hey, I'll read them. And they were like, what, you'll read them? And I was like, yeah, I'll read them. So cocky little Spitfire me just whipped the first book off of the shelf and marched at a dignified pace over to the checkout counter. Let's see, it was Goosebumps, You Can't Scare Me. And I still remember that book so vividly. It was the first book I read on my own without anyone forcing me to do so. I remember the brave girl who would let the bees crawl up on her hands, and I think like she held snakes too. And I remember the twist at the end. So that little flirtatious stunt, that got me into reading. And to add on to that, I had to now one-up myself, because finally I had the boys' attention on me. So 1st grader me went on a Goosebumps spree for a while, but then I was like, time to up my game. So what was right next to the right of the Goosebumps books? Harry Potter. Now, I picked up the biggest Harry Potter book I could find, The Goblet of Fire, hardbacked. Respect in the 1st grade classroom, my friend. I didn't read it because no, it was so big and I was a stupid 6-year-old. But I'm telling you, I made an effort, in full view of everybody. Whenever we would have a break in class, and even in front of my parents just to really sell it, I would pretend to read it, and I really sold it. I had a bookmark and everything, and I would open up to the page, and I would finger read it. Kids would gather around like, Casey's so smart. She's my hero. She can read so fast. Oh my gosh, I was an awful kid. I even fooled my first grade teacher into thinking that I was like a prodigy. She tried to move me into the gifted program, which I would have drowned in. She even had a conference with my parents trying to get me moved, and I had them all fooled. So yeah, I fake read Harry Potter. I'm also 90% sure I read Chamber of Secrets before Sorcerer's Stone, because at the time, Chamber of Secrets was my favorite movie. I mean, it had a giant snake in it. I was sold. That's basically a dragon. But I didn't start reading Harry Potter for real until 3rd grade. And another teacher. I remember in 3rd grade, I told my teacher I wanted to take the AR, Advanced Reading Test for Chamber of Secrets, because I'd seen the movie like 5 times, and I read the book, and I was like, I'm prepared. I can do this. She looked at me doubtfully over her clipboard like, are you sure? Did you really read the book, darling? And I'm like, girl, I'm the kid who read The Goblet of Fire in 1st grade. This is nothing. I got this. There were the kids in the gifted program, and I was in a race with them constantly for the AR reading points. I was always in the top 3, if not first. You guys remember how, like, if you got 150 AR points, you will get, like, a pizza party for your classroom? Why would I share the pizza? I did all the work. Johnny's over there putting popsicle sticks up his nose. Why should he get my pizza? What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? Purely technical stuff. What camera do you use? What editing do you use? What lighting do you use? How do you put music in the background without drowning out your own voice? There's one channel called Book Roast, and oh my gosh, I'm in love with her filmography, if that's what it's called. Videography. Everything just looks so clear and pretty, and I just want it all. Oh, and I guess I'll ask him something about books too. What challenges do you think will be hardest to overcome? Getting used to talking to a camera. Yeah, totally that. I'm pretty fine now, but it sort of looks like a cyclops is staring at me. But it's okay. But outros and intros are hard. Like, how do you just start talking to the cyclops in front of you? Sort of found out that if I just dance in front of the camera for a while and promptly delete it afterwards, all the nervousness is gone. When did you start reading? Okay, again, 1st grade, that whole story. Flirtatious Casey. But Harry Potter, Goosebumps, Magic Treehouse. Those are basically all I read in elementary school. I know I tried to read Moby Dick in 5th grade, but my teacher took it away because it was on like an 11th grade reading level. Then why was it in an elementary school, Miss Coleman? Answer me that. Middle school was my Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Percy Jackson phase. In high school is where it all started to really pick up. Ranger's Apprentice, Inheritance, but I did sort of fall for just basically rereading those really good series over and over again and not really expanding my horizons. I wouldn't learn to explore for a couple more years, so let's just say I'm starting to read broadly now. You don't know how stupid I feel, but I wasn't filming when I was answering number 9. I was basically talking to a wall. Okay, repeat. Where do you read? On my floor. Perfectly horizontal. I hate sitting. Hate it. I can't think. I'm too constrained. Sitting is okay when I'm on the floor and I can cross my legs crisscross applesauce style, but if it's in the chair, I hate it. I won't stand for it, and I won't sit for it either. I took my SAT, and they let you do a lot of things to help you concentrate. I don't think you can listen to music, but if you gotta chew gum to concentrate, or if you need to sniff a perfume to help jog a memory of learning something, they let you do it. However, if you're like me and you just want to stretch out on the floor so you don't feel like you're in an Iron Maiden, I guess that's the best thing I can come up with, a good comparison, to me at least. But if you ask to lay down on the floor, they look at you like you're crazy. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Finally to the last one, to the last of a dying breed. Imagine in the wet concrete. Fall Out Boy, yeah. Okay, number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? Okay, fiction. Does that cover basically everything else? Fantasy, sci-fi, mystery, thrillers. Let's just get out of the way the books I don't like to read. Erotica. I actually don't like to read manga. I love anime. Love it. But I'm just not a manga or a comic book person. I have this thing where I don't buy books that'll take me 30 minutes to read. That's for the library. But special thing for anime, I would rather watch it than read it. But I am going to have to finish reading Noragami because they're not making season 3 and I desperately need it. Can't leave off on cliffhangers, man. They wreck people's lives. Autobiographies, I don't like them either. I read one about Ben Carson. Wait, Booker T. Washington too, but that was for literature. I'm not a poetry reader either. I don't even like books that are written in verse. I also hate being forced to read books for school. But because I had to, I found some of my favorites in school, like Rebecca or The Princess Bride. Basically, if any book is fictional, has some sort of demon, monster, magical element, assassin ninjas with sword fighting, and dragons, I'm in. Let's ride. Oakley Dokley, thank you for sticking around long enough to hear me ramble. This is talking too much. Introverts. This is the Booktube Newbie Challenge. Or this was the Booktube Newbie Challenge. And now, I want you to answer down below in the comments one of these questions. Tell me what you'd like to read, how you read. Does any of you read upside down like a bat? I want to know all about you lovely lads and lassies. Stay hydrated, because it's hot. Like, Lord Jesus, it's a fire out there. But nobody's barbecuing. Keep turning pages, home dogs. You're my home dog, Edgar. You my home dog? Edgar, can you say hi to the camera? You're my home dog, Edgar.